Deepak, non-state actors armed with ballistic missiles, how terrifying is that?
It's a terrifying prospect. What makes it even more so is that Israel is surrounded on three sides by non-state actors, each of them possessing such projectiles. You've got Hezbollah towards the north, you've got the Gaza Strip towards the east, and in the south, the Houthis have now declared a new front. There was this news about missiles being intercepted over the Red Sea.
Yes.
They were fired from Yemen and targeted at, I think this one was at Eilat, which is a port city in southern Israel. Now the Iron Dome and the other systems can only go so far.
Right.
So this will be problematic for Israel.
Pramit, what role did Major General Qasem Soleimani play in rearing all these non-state actors? I mean, how central was he to this whole plot?
Well, it's difficult to say that a single individual, the Revolutionary Guard, is a professional force.
Yeah.
And like any professional force, it doesn't revolve around one person. But what he was basically renowned for was that in the really huge fight, which was in Iraq, taking on the Islamic State and then waging the civil war, he in many ways was the man who built the Revolutionary Guard and then these militias.
The Quds Force.
Across this entire spectrum. So if you looked at it, if you wish, before the collapse of Iraq or the US invasion and all of this that followed, the Islamic Al-Quds Force, the Revolutionary Guard, were basically largely in only Iran.
Right.
They did a little bit of activity, supported a little terrorist action here and there, and they had this outpost in Hezbollah.
Right.
But the building of that informal empire, as I said, that now exists all across this entire region, was basically what is basically happened during his term when he was in charge. And that's one of the things that he is remembered for as in Iran and elsewhere, as the man who made this empire and set up, in many ways, we believe, set up the strategy. That what we did in Lebanon, we do it again. We don't try to control Lebanon.
Right.
We don't rule the government. We don't have a viceroy there. We just have the ability to tell anybody in Lebanon, we're the most powerful single institution here. Don't do anything without asking us.
Right. In fact, talking about the informal empire, that's a very nice coinage, by the way. The antagonist to that informal empire, Saudi Arabia, it's a key player in the Middle East again. And the Saudi defense minister was in Washington recently, and they had a meeting with the US NSA, and they had released a joint statement actually mentioning non-state actors.
Right.
And how is Saudi Arabia looking at this whole developing situation?
See, the United Arab Emirates and Saudi Arabia, with things like the ITU-2, which incorporates India in it, and IMEC, which was announced just after the G20 summit, effectively tried to position, I would argue, a rival vision of the Middle East.
Yes.
And at the heart of that was that, okay, we don't want to fight or cannot fight on an ideological basis, because in many ways that's what exactly Saudi Arabia is trying to move away from, that they're trying to reduce or dilute their Wahhabi background.
And plus they've burned their fingers in Yemen very badly, almost a decade.
And then the second part is that we don't have military capacity.
Yeah.